There is something you have been doing every single day that you believe is working. You have been watching for signs. You have been looking for the number sequences, the meaningful coincidences, the book that falls off the shelf, the song that plays at the exact moment you needed to hear it, the stranger who says the one thing that confirms what you already suspected. You have been scanning reality like a radar system, turning every ordinary moment into a potential message, holding your breath every time something unusual happens, waiting to feel the confirmation that the universe is listening, that you are on the right path, that it is all going to work out. And here's what no one has told you yet. That very act of looking for signs is the thing that is preventing the field from responding to you. Not because you are doing it wrong, not because you need to look harder or look in different places or learn a better system for interpreting what you see, but because the quantum field does not respond to your searching, it responds to your state. And the state of searching is the state of absence. The state of looking for confirmation is the state of not yet knowing. And the field, which is not symbolic or metaphorical, but is a literal quantum probability structure that collapses into specific form based on the quality of your observation, responds to exactly what you are broadcasting. When you're searching for signs, you are broadcasting that you have not yet found what you are looking for. And reality, which is a mirror with no agenda of its own, reflects that back to you with perfect precision. Today, you are going to stop looking for signs. Not because signs are not real, not because synchronicity is not a genuine phenomenon, but because you are about to understand something about how observation actually works at the quantum level that is going to make everything you thought you knew about signs and messages and the universe responding to you look completely different. You're going to see that what you have been calling receiving signs has actually been a sophisticated form of avoidance. That every time you looked for external confirmation, you are outsourcing the one thing that the field is actually waiting for you to do. And when you finally understand what that is, you are not going to need signs anymore, because you will have become the thing that signs were always pointing toward. Stay with this, because what you are about to see cannot be unseen. Let us start with what you actually believe is happening when you receive a sign. There is a moment you have had, maybe many moments. You are thinking about someone and your phone rings, and it is them. You are wondering whether to take a particular path in your life, and you look up and see a billboard that seems to speak directly to your situation. You ask the universe for guidance, and you open a book at random, and the paragraph you land on answers your question with an uncanny precision that makes your breath catch. In that moment, something in you relaxes, something settles. You feel for a brief window of time that you are not alone in this, that there is an intelligence operating behind the surface of things, that reality is not random, that you are seen. And then slowly that feeling fades, and you start looking again. This is the pattern you have been living inside, the brief relief of confirmation followed by the anxiety of its absence, the moment of connection followed by the return of uncertainty. And so you look harder, you start to notice more things, you train yourself to see patterns everywhere, you develop a whole interpretive system, a personal language of symbols that you believe the universe is using to communicate with you. Some of you have notebooks full of these observations. Some of you check angel number meanings the moment you see a repeated sequence. Some of you have become so attuned to the search that you are interpreting almost everything as a potential message. And still, underneath all of that, the anxiety remains, because here is what the search is actually revealing. Not about the universe, but about you. The reason you need a sign is because you do not trust what you already know. The reason you are looking for external confirmation is because you have not yet given yourself internal permission. The reason the field feels like it is sending you messages is because you are not yet willing to be the source of your own direction. Look closer. The sign is not the universe talking to you. The sign is the universe reflecting back to you the exact degree to which you are still waiting for something outside yourself to tell you what you already know inside yourself. And this is not a criticism, this is a precise observation. Because the moment you see it clearly, it transforms. That is what this entire transmission is about. Now let us go into the quantum mechanics of this, because this is not philosophy. This is measurable. In 1927, at the Solvay conference in Brussels, the most brilliant minds in physics gathered to try to make sense of something that was breaking the fundamental assumptions of how reality works. What they had discovered, through a series of experiments that none of them could fully explain, was that subatomic particles do not have definite properties until they are observed. A particle does not have a specific position, a specific spin, a specific momentum until the moment of measurement. Before that moment, it exists as a superposition, a cloud of probabilities. All possibilities simultaneously present, none of them collapsed into a single definite state. This is the quantum observer effect. And it is not a quirk of subatomic physics that has no bearing on your daily life. It is the foundational principle of how reality works at every scale. The universe is not a fixed structure that you move through. It is a probability field that collapses into specific form based on the nature of the observation being applied to it. Now, here's what most people miss when they hear this principle. They assume that the observer effect means that whatever you look at, you change, and that is partially true. But the more precise understanding, the one that actually changes how you live, is this. The quality of the observation determines the nature of the collapse. What does that mean? When a physicist measures a particle, the particle does not just respond to the fact of being measured. It responds to the apparatus of measurement. The specific instrument, the angle of observation, the nature of the interaction between the measuring device and the particle, all of these determine what the particle becomes when it collapses from probability into actuality. You are not just an observer, you are a specific kind of observer. And the specific quality of your observation, the internal state from which you are watching, the frequency of your attention, the degree to which you are watching from wholeness or from lack, from knowing or from searching, determines what the quantum field collapses into around you. When you are searching for signs, you are measuring reality from the state of not yet having found what you are looking for, and the field, which is a mirror of extraordinary precision, collapses into exactly that. More searching, more almost but not quite. More signs that feel meaningful but do not resolve the underlying uncertainty. Because the underlying uncertainty is not in the field, it is in the observer. This is the thing no one tells you about the law of attraction. It is not a law that responds to your desires. It is a law that responds to your state. And your state is not what you want. It is not your intentions or your vision boards or your affirmations. Your state is the quality of your observation right now in this moment, the frequency from which you are watching. And if you are watching from the frequency of searching, of needing confirmation, of waiting for the universe to tell you what to do, then the field has no choice but to give you more to search for, more to interpret, more almost signs that keep you looking. If this is landing for you, take a second to like this video and subscribe so we can keep going deeper together. Now let us keep going. Let me show you something. There is a woman named Selah. She has been on what she calls her spiritual path for several years now. She meditates every morning. She journals. She has read more books about consciousness and quantum reality and the law of attraction than she can count. She knows the vocabulary. She understands the concepts, and she is deeply, quietly, persistently unhappy. Not in an obvious way. She is not in crisis. She has moments of genuine peace. She has experiences that feel profound. But underneath everything, there is a low-frequency hum of anxiety that never fully goes away. A sense that she is almost there but not quite, that she is close to something but cannot quite reach it. And she has built an entire system for managing this anxiety. Every morning she looks for signs. She pays attention to which way the birds fly. She notices when she sees the same number sequence twice in a day. She has a practice of opening books at random and reading whatever paragraph she lands on as a message. She has a whole relationship with what she calls the universe, a relationship built entirely on the premise that it is constantly sending her guidance, and her job is to receive it correctly. She is, in the language of quantum mechanics, a highly sophisticated searching instrument. She has calibrated herself to detect patterns, and she finds them constantly. Reality is extraordinarily generous with patterns when you are looking for them. The human brain is a pattern recognition system of almost incomprehensible power. It will find meaning in noise. It will construct narrative from randomness. It will see faces in clouds and messages in coincidences, not because the clouds and coincidences are sending messages, but because that is what consciousness does when it is oriented toward finding. And here's the thing about Selah. She is not wrong that reality is patterned. She is not wrong that there is an intelligence operating beneath the surface of ordinary events. She is not wrong that synchronicity is real. She is wrong about one thing, and it is the thing that is keeping her in the loop of searching and not finding. She believes the intelligence is out there, sending her messages, and her job is to receive them correctly. But the intelligence is not out there. It is the quality of her own observation. And the moment she stops looking for messages from it and starts recognizing herself as the source of it, everything changes. This is where the quantum mechanics and the spiritual understanding converge into a single precise truth. The field is not sending you signs. The field is reflecting your observation back to you. And when your observation is the observation of someone searching for confirmation, the field reflects searching. When your observation is the observation of someone who already knows, who is watching from wholeness rather than from lack, who is not looking for the universe to confirm anything, because they are already in contact with the source of all confirmation, the field reflects that. And what it reflects looks, from the outside, like extraordinary synchronicity, like reality bending to meet you, like the universe conspiring in your favor. But it is not the universe sending you signs, it is the universe being you. And when you finally understand the difference, you stop needing signs altogether. Watch what happens in your body when you hear this. There may be a part of you that is resisting it, a part that wants to argue that no, the signs are real, the synchronicities are real, the universe really does communicate through meaningful coincidences. And I'm not asking you to give that up. I am asking you to look more carefully at what is actually happening, because the resistance you feel right now, that pull to defend the system of sign-seeking, is itself a sign, not from the universe, from you. It is showing you exactly where you have been outsourcing your power. Look closer. Let us go deeper into this. There is a concept in quantum mechanics called the collapse of the wave function. Before observation, A quantum system exists in a superposition of all possible states. The moment it is observed, the wave function collapses and the system takes on a definite value. This is not a metaphor. This is the literal behavior of physical reality at the quantum level. Now, what is doing the collapsing? This is the question that has occupied physicists and philosophers since the discovery of quantum mechanics. And the answer, the one that the mathematics points toward, even when the implications make people deeply uncomfortable, is that consciousness is doing the collapsing. The act of observation, which is an act of consciousness, is what transforms quantum probability into physical actuality. You are not a passive observer of a reality that exists independently of you. You are the mechanism by which reality crystallizes from the field of all possibilities into the specific form of your experience. You are not watching the movie. You are the lens through which the movie is being projected. And the quality of that lens, the degree of its clarity, the frequency of the light passing through it, determines what appears on the screen. When you are searching for signs, your lens is clouded by the frequency of seeking, by the implicit belief that what you need is out there somewhere and has not yet arrived, by the orientation of consciousness toward finding rather than being. And through that clouded lens, reality projects a world of searching. A world where the answers are always almost here, always just around the corner, always requiring one more sign to confirm. When you stop searching, when you become what we are going to call the pure observer, when you watch without needing what you watch to confirm anything, when you are present to reality without an agenda of extraction, something extraordinary happens. The lens clears, and through a clear lens, the projection is different. Not because reality changed, because the observer changed. And in quantum mechanics, there is no meaningful distinction between the two. Now I want to give you a practice, not a thought exercise, an actual observation. Because understanding this intellectually is not the same as seeing it directly. Pause here, take a breath, and for the next 30 seconds, do not look for anything. Do not try to understand what you are experiencing. Do not interpret what you feel or think or sense. Simply watch. Watch your thoughts arise and pass. Watch the thoughts. Sensations in your body. Watch the quality of your attention itself. Not what you are paying attention to, the attention itself. The watching, the pure act of observation without an object. Now notice, in that state of pure watching, were you searching for anything? Was there an agenda? Was there a need for confirmation? Or was there simply a vast, clear, open awareness that was not looking for anything because it already contained everything? That is the observer state. That is the frequency from which the quantum field responds with what looks like magic. And here's what is precise about this. In that state, you were not passive. You were not checked out or disengaged from reality. You were more present, more fully in contact with what is actually here than you are when you are scanning for signs. Because scanning is a form of filtering. You are only looking for the specific patterns that match your interpretive system. Everything else, the vast majority of what is actually present, is invisible to you. But in the pure observer state, everything is visible. The whole field is available. And from that availability, the field has infinitely more to work with. This is the paradox that most people never see. You think that paying close attention to signs and synchronicities means you are more connected to the field. but you are actually less connected because you are only receiving the narrow bandwidth of information that matches what you are looking for. The pure observer, the one who is watching without an agenda, receives the full signal. And the full signal is so much richer, so much more precise, so much more directly responsive to what you actually need, that it makes the sign-seeking look like trying to understand a symphony by listening to a single note. What did you notice when you tried that practice just now? Was there a moment when the searching quieted and something else opened up? Drop it in the comments. Tell us what you saw when you stopped looking. We want to know what became visible when the agenda fell away. Let us go back to Sela, because something happens to her. One evening, Sela is sitting in her usual place, the corner of her living room where she meditates, and she is in the middle of her sign-seeking practice. She has asked a question about a decision she needs to make. She is waiting. She is watching for the universe to respond. And nothing is happening. The birds outside are just birds. The numbers on the clock are just numbers. The random thoughts arising in her mind feel random rather than meaningful. And she feels, for the first time in a long time, genuinely frustrated. Not with the universe, with herself, with the whole system, with the fact that she has been doing this for years, and still, underneath it all, she does not know what to do. And in that frustration, something cracks open. She stops looking, not as a technique, not as a new practice she read about. She stops because she is exhausted, and the exhaustion is finally stronger than the habit of searching. She just sits. She watches her frustration without trying to interpret it. She watches the quality of her own attention, the restless scanning quality of it, the way it is always reaching outward for something to land on. And she watches that reaching, that constant reaching, without judging it or trying to stop it. She just sees it clearly, for the first time. And in that clear seeing, something shifts. Not because she found an answer, not because a sign appeared, but because the act of clearly seeing what she had been doing, the act of turning the observer's gaze onto the observation itself, revealed something that all the signs in the world could not have shown her. She saw that the searching was not a spiritual practice. It was a defense mechanism. It was a way of staying in the question in order to avoid the terror of making a choice. Every sign she found gave her a temporary sense of direction without requiring her to actually commit to a direction. The signs were not guiding her, they were keeping her in a permanent state of almost deciding. And the moment she saw that clearly and without flinching, the decision she had been trying to make for months was obvious. Not because new information arrived, because she stopped hiding from what she already knew. This is what the quantum field has been waiting for, not your sign-seeking, not your interpretive system, not your spiritual sophistication. It has been waiting for you to look directly at yourself, at the quality of your own observation, at the specific way you have been using the search for signs to avoid the thing you already know. Because what you already know is the most powerful thing in the universe, and it is the thing you have been most consistently avoiding. Look closer. Here is the layer underneath what you just saw. The reason you look for signs is not at the deepest level because you want guidance. It is because you want permission. You already know what you need to do. You already know what is true. You already know what the next step is, but you do not trust yourself enough to act on what you know without external validation. And so you have outsourced your authority to the universe, to signs and synchronicities and meaningful coincidences, and you have constructed an entire interpretive system through which you can receive permission from outside yourself to do what you already know you need to do inside yourself. And the universe, which is a mirror with no agenda, reflects this perfectly. It gives you signs constantly. Because you are a pattern recognition system of extraordinary sophistication, operating in a reality that is genuinely patterned, you will always find what you are looking for. The question is whether what you find is actually guiding you, or whether you are selecting from the infinite noise of reality only the patterns that confirm what you already want to believe. This is the confirmation bias of spiritual seeking, and it is the thing that keeps you in the loop. You see a number sequence and you look up its meaning, and the meaning confirms the direction you were already leaning. You open a book at random and the paragraph you land on speaks to your situation in a way that feels uncanny. You have a dream about someone and then you hear from them and you take it as a sign. But here is what is actually happening. You are not receiving messages from the field. You are projecting your own knowing onto the field and receiving it back as if it came from outside you. The field is not telling you anything you did not already know. It is reflecting your own knowing back to you in a form that feels external enough to give you permission to trust it. This is not a failure. This is actually a profound insight into how consciousness works. You are the source. The field is the mirror, and the fact that your own knowing, reflected back to you through the mirror of reality, feels more trustworthy than your own knowing directly, tells you exactly what you need to work on. You do not trust yourself, and no amount of signs will fix that, because every sign you receive as sit, external confirmation reinforces the belief that the confirmation needs to come from outside. Every time you trust the sign instead of the knowing that the sign is reflecting, you deepen the groove of self-distrust. You make yourself more dependent on the mirror and less capable of trusting the source. The quantum field is not trying to teach you to read signs better. It is trying to teach you to trust yourself enough to stop needing them. And the way it does that is by becoming increasingly unreadable until you have no choice but to go inward, until the signs stop making sense, until the synchronicities become ambiguous, until the system you built for receiving guidance breaks down completely and leaves you with nothing but the raw, unmediated reality of what you actually know. That is not the universe abandoning you. That is the universe graduating you. Now let us talk about what the quantum field is actually responding to, because this is the thing that changes everything. In quantum mechanics, there is a distinction between two types of observation. There is what physicists call a weak measurement, which is a gentle, non-invasive observation that disturbs the quantum system as little as possible. And there is a strong measurement which collapses the wave function completely, forcing the system into a definite state. The difference between these two types of observation is not just technical. It reveals something profound about the nature of observation itself. A weak measurement preserves the quantum coherence of the system. It allows the system to remain in a state of superposition, of multiple possibilities simultaneously present, while still gathering information about it. A strong measurement collapses that coherence. It forces a single outcome. Now translate this into the language of consciousness, and you have one of the most important insights available to a human being. When you are searching for signs, you are making strong measurements. You are collapsing reality into the specific patterns you are looking for. You are forcing the quantum field into the narrow bandwidth of your interpretive system. And in doing so, you are eliminating the vast majority of possibilities that the field was holding open for you. You are trading the infinite superposition of what could be for the single collapsed state of what you already expected to find. The pure observer, the one who watches without an agenda, without a need for confirmation, without an interpretive system that pre-selects which patterns are meaningful, is making something closer to a weak measurement. They are observing without collapsing. They are present to the full quantum coherence of reality. And from that position, the field has access to the full range of its creative possibilities. It can respond with solutions you never could have imagined, with connections you never could have predicted, with outcomes that are so precisely right that they feel miraculous, not because they came from outside you, but because they came from the deepest part of you, the part that the sign-seeking was covering up. This is what it means to stop looking for signs. It does not mean becoming less attentive. It means becoming more attentive. It means expanding the bandwidth of your observation from the narrow channel of pattern matching to the full spectrum of what is actually present. It means watching reality with open eyes rather than with a filter that only lets through the frequencies you already know how to read. And in that expanded watching, something begins to happen that is so different from sign-seeking that it barely resembles it. You stop finding signs, you start finding reality. And reality, seen clearly and without the distortion of the searching state, is far more extraordinary, far more precisely responsive, far more genuinely intelligent than any system of signs and synchronicities you could construct. Because reality is not sending you messages, reality is you. And when you finally see that clearly, you do not need messages anymore. You are the message. Has there been a moment in your own life when you stopped searching and something became immediately, undeniably clear? An illusion about yourself or your situation that dissolved the instant you looked at it directly? Tell us in the comments what you saw when you finally let yourself see it. Because that kind of shared observation does something. It creates a field where others feel permission to look too. Let me show you this from a different angle. There is a man named Kyle. He has been, by most measures, extraordinarily successful at what people call manifesting. He has read every book, done every practice, built a life that from the outside looks like a perfect demonstration of the law of attraction at work. He has the career he visualized. He has the relationship he wrote about in his journal. He has, in a very real sense, constructed his life according to a blueprint he drew up years ago. And he is hollow. Not because his life is bad, his life is objectively good, but because he built it through a process of constant, vigilant management of his own internal state. He has spent years monitoring his thoughts, correcting his vibration, seeking signs that he is on track, adjusting his practices when the signs suggest he has drifted. He has turned the quantum observer effect into a control system. And in doing so, he has lost the one thing that makes observation powerful. He has lost the ability to be surprised. Because when you are managing your observation, when you are constantly monitoring your internal state and seeking external confirmation that the management is working, you are not actually observing. You are performing observation while watching yourself perform it. You are in a closed loop. Reality can only show you what your management system allows in. And your management system, which is built on the premise that you need to maintain a specific internal state in order to attract specific outcomes, has made you profoundly inflexible. You can only receive what matches the blueprint. Everything else, including the things that would genuinely transform your life, is filtered out as interference. Kyle has a moment of recognition one afternoon. He is sitting in the office he visualized, in the building he chose from a magazine image he kept on his vision board, and he realizes that he has not had a genuinely spontaneous experience in years. Everything in his life has been curated. Every relationship has been evaluated for vibrational compatibility. Every opportunity has been measured against the blueprint. He has been so busy attracting the life he wanted that he forgot to actually live it. And in that moment, he does something he has not done in years. He stops managing. He stops monitoring. He stops looking for signs that he is on track. He simply sits in his office, in his carefully constructed life, and watches. Not to see if it is working, not to check his vibrational alignment, just to see what is actually there. And what he sees stops him. He sees that the life he built is real. It is genuinely his. But it is a life built from the outside in, from the blueprint of what he thought he wanted, rather than from the inside out, from the direct knowing of what he actually is. And the difference between those two things, between the life you construct according to a blueprint and the life that emerges from the clarity of your own direct observation, is the difference between a very good copy and the original. The field is not interested in your blueprint. The field is interested in you, in the actual you, not the managed, monitored, vibrationally calibrated version of you that you present to the universe in the hope that it will give you what you asked for. The field responds to your actual state, not your performed state. And if your actual state is the state of someone who is managing their observation in order to attract specific outcomes, then the field responds to that. It gives you a life that is the product of management. Controlled, curated, correct, and strangely empty. But if your actual state is the state of someone who is watching clearly, without agenda, without blueprint, without the need for the field to confirm anything, then the field responds to that too. And what it gives you is not what you asked for, it is something better. Something that could not have been blueprinted, because it is too specific, too precisely fitted to who you actually are, too genuinely alive to have been conceived in advance. This is the difference between manifesting and allowing, between constructing and witnessing, between asking the field for what you want and becoming clear enough that the field knows what you need. And the way you become that clear is by stopping the sign seeking, by withdrawing the searching quality from your observation, by becoming the pure witness of your own life rather than the manager of your own attraction process. Let us do another practice, because this one goes deeper. Close your eyes if you are able. Take a breath and let it out slowly. And now bring to mind the last sign you sought. The last time you looked for external confirmation of something you already knew. See the moment clearly. See yourself in the act of looking. Notice the quality of the looking. Notice the specific texture of the searching, the reaching outward. The hope that something outside you will confirm something inside you. Now, without judgment, without trying to change it, simply observe it. Watch the searching. Watch the quality of consciousness that is doing the searching. And now ask, not the universe. Ask yourself, what do I already know that I am using this search to avoid confirming directly? Sit with that. Do not rush past it. Because what arises in the space of that question is the thing the field has been waiting for you to see. What you already know, what you have always known, what every sign you have ever received was pointing back toward. You, the observer, the one who sees, the one who, when they stop searching and simply watch, discovers that the thing they were searching for was never outside them. It was the quality of the watching itself. Open your eyes and look at what is here. Now let us go into the specific mechanics of how the field responds when you shift from searching to witnessing, because this is where the abstract becomes very concrete. When you are in the searching state, your attention has a specific quality. It is directional. It is reaching outward towards something it has not yet found. It is operating from the implicit premise that what you need is not yet present. And this quality of attention, this outward reach from a position of lack, is what the quantum field reads as your observation. It does not read your intentions. It does not read your affirmations. It reads the actual quality of your consciousness in this moment. And if the quality of your consciousness is the quality of someone who has not yet found what they are looking for, then the field collapses around that. It gives you more of the experience of not yet having found it. This is not punishment, this is precision. The field is a mirror. It cannot give you anything other than a reflection of what you are actually broadcasting. And the searching state broadcasts lack, regardless of what you are saying or thinking or intending. But here's what happens when you shift into the witnessing state. When you stop reaching outward and simply watch, the quality of your attention changes completely. It is no longer directional. It is no longer reaching towards something absent. It is resting in what is present. It is observing from fullness rather than from lack. And the field, which is reading the quality of your consciousness with extraordinary precision, responds to that. It begins to collapse around the frequency of presence, of fullness, of being rather than seeking. And what does that look like in practical terms? It looks like things working out in ways you did not plan. It looks like the right person appearing at the right moment without you having looked for them. It looks like opportunities arising from directions you were not watching. It looks like your life becoming, gradually and then suddenly, a more accurate expression of who you actually are rather than what you have been trying to attract. It looks from the outside like extraordinary synchronicity, but from the inside it feels completely different from sign-seeking synchronicity. It does not feel like the universe confirming your direction. It feels like you and the universe being the same thing, moving in the same direction, not because you aligned yourself with it, but because you stopped pretending to be separate from it. This is the shift that the quantum field is waiting for. Not a new technique, not a better practice, not a more sophisticated interpretive system. The shift from the observer who is looking for something to the observer who is simply looking. From the consciousness that is reaching toward the field to the consciousness that recognizes itself as the field. And the way you make that shift is not by trying to make it. It is by watching yourself not making it. By observing with the same piercing clarity you are developing right now, the specific ways you have been staying in the searching state. Because the moment you see those ways clearly, really clearly, without flinching, they begin to dissolve. Not because you dissolved them, because that is what happens when you look directly at a construction. It reveals itself as a construction, and a construction that has been seen through cannot hold the same power over you that it held when you believed it was reality. Let me show you this through another story, because the mechanics need to be embodied, not just understood. There is a woman named Mira. She is 34 years old. She has been on what she would call a spiritual path since she was in her early 20s. She has done the work, she has the practices, she has the vocabulary, she has the library, and she has a relationship with what she calls the universe that is, if she is honest with herself, the most important relationship in her life. More important than her relationships with other people. More important than her relationship with herself. She talks to the universe constantly. She asks it questions. She thanks it for signs. She negotiates with it about timing. She has developed a whole theology of how it communicates with her and what kinds of signs it uses, what they mean, how to tell a genuine sign from a coincidence. She is, in a very real sense, in a relationship with a version of the universe that she has constructed. A version that communicates through the specific symbols she has learned to read. A version that is, if she is very honest, a projection of her own intelligence onto the blank screen of reality. And the relationship is exhausting because it requires constant maintenance, constant monitoring, constant interpretation, constant checking to make sure she is reading the signs correctly and not missing something important. She has, without quite realizing it, turned the practice of spiritual attunement into a full-time job, and the salary is a persistent, low-grade anxiety that no amount of signs can fully resolve. One day, Mira is walking in a park near her home. She is in the middle of a particularly intense sign-seeking session. She has asked the universe a specific question about a relationship in her life. She is watching everything, the birds, the clouds, the other people in the park, the numbers on the license plates of the cars she can see from the path, looking for the answer. And she walks directly into a tree, not metaphorically, literally. She is so focused on scanning the horizon for signs that she walks face first into a tree that has been standing in that park for 40 years. She sits down on the ground and laughs. Not the polite laugh of someone who is embarrassed, the deep, releasing laugh of someone who has just seen something true. Because in that moment, she sees it, the absurdity of it, the profound, precise absurdity of being so focused on reading the universe's messages that she cannot see the tree directly in front of her. And in that laughter, something shifts. She sits on the ground under the tree she walked into, and instead of looking for signs, she simply looks. At the tree, at the bark, at the specific quality of the afternoon light on the leaves, at the ground under her hands, at the aliveness of everything around her, not as a symbol of something else, not as a message to be decoded, but as itself, simply and completely itself. And in that direct seeing, without interpretation, without the overlay of her sign-seeking system, she has the most profound experience of connection she has had in years. Not because the universe sent her a message, because she stopped trying to receive messages and started simply being present to what is here. And what is here, seen without the filter of interpretation, is so much more extraordinary than any sign she has ever found that she sits under that tree for a long time, just watching. This is the moment the field responds, not with a sign, with presence, with the direct, unmediated experience of reality as it actually is, which is so much more alive, so much more intelligent, so much more precisely responsive than the symbolic system she had built to represent it, that the comparison is almost painful. She had been looking at the menu and calling it a meal. She had been reading the description of the view and calling it seeing. And now, for the first time in years, she is actually looking, actually seeing, and what she sees cannot be unseen. She goes home and she makes a decision about the relationship she had been asking the universe about. Not because she received a sign, because she no longer needed one. She already knew. She had always known. The sign-seeking had been the thing standing between her and her own knowing, and the moment it fell away, the knowing was right there, clear and unmistakable, exactly where it had always been. The field responded, not to her searching, to her seeing. Now here is the deeper layer of this, the one that applies specifically to you. You are watching this transmission for a reason, not a random reason, not because an algorithm served it to you by accident. You are watching this because something in you recognized something in the title. Something in you knows that what you have been doing, the sign-seeking, the waiting for confirmation, the outsourcing of your authority to the universe's messages is not working the way you thought it would. Something in you is ready to look at that directly. And that readiness is not a sign from the universe. It is the universe. It is the quantum field expressing itself through your consciousness in the form of a recognition, a seeing, a willingness to look at what has been running your reality from behind the scenes. So let us look at it. What is the specific thing you have been using sign-seeking to avoid? Not in general terms, specifically. What is the decision you keep asking the universe to make for you? What is the knowing you keep looking for external confirmation to validate? What is the thing you already know? The thing that is so clear that it almost scares you, that you have been successfully keeping at a comfortable distance by staying in the searching state. Because that thing, whatever it is for you, is the exact thing the quantum field is waiting for you to see directly, not to receive a sign about, not to get confirmation of, to see clearly, without flinching, with us, the full power of your observation brought to bear on it. And here's what quantum mechanics tells us about what happens when you do that. When you observe something clearly, when you bring the full quality of your awareness to it without filtering, without interpreting, without managing your response to what you see, the wave function collapses. The superposition of all the ways you have been avoiding it, all the partial glimpses and deflections and almost seeings, collapses into a single definite state. You see it clearly. And in that clear seeing, the thing that was controlling you from behind the scenes loses its power. Not because you defeated it, because you observed it. And in quantum mechanics, the thing that is observed cannot remain in superposition. It must become definite. It must become real. And what becomes real can be dealt with. What is kept in the superposition of avoidance remains powerful precisely because it has never been forced into the clarity of direct observation. This is what the channel is called Quantum Watcher is pointing toward. Not watching reality in order to extract signs from it. Watching reality in order to collapse the wave functions of avoidance that have been running your life from the quantum level of unobserved probability. Watching so clearly, so directly, so unflinchingly that the things you have been pretending are not there, are forced by the power of your observation into the definite state of being seen. And what has been seen cannot unsee itself. Let us do the third practice, the deepest one. This one requires something from you. It requires the willingness to look at the specific thing you have been avoiding, not symbolically, not through the comfortable distance of a spiritual framework, but directly, as it actually is. So take a breath and bring to mind the thing you have been asking the universe about most consistently. The question you keep returning to. The area of your life where you keep looking for signs. Now, instead of asking the universe for guidance about it, ask yourself this question and actually wait for the answer. What do I already know about this that I've been pretending I do not know? Stay with that question. Do not rush to an answer. Do not perform an answer. Simply watch what arises in the space of the question. Watch without judgment. Watch without trying to manage what comes up. Just watch. Whatever arose in that space, whatever you saw when you stopped looking for signs and started looking at yourself, that is the quantum field responding. Not through a symbol, not through a synchronicity, through the direct, unmediated transmission of your own knowing, which is the most powerful signal in the universe and the one you have been most consistently filtering out in favor of external confirmation. That knowing is the observer state. That is what the field has been waiting for you to access. Now let us talk about what happens after this recognition. Because there is a specific pattern that tends to emerge when people first genuinely shift from sign-seeking to witnessing, and it is important to understand it so you do not mistake it for the field withdrawing. When you first stop seeking signs, there is often a period that feels like silence, like the universe has gone quiet, like the synchronicities have dried up, like the meaningful coincidences have stopped appearing, and there is a strong pull in that silence to go back to the searching state, to interpret the silence itself as a sign, to wonder if you did something wrong, to start looking again. This is not the universe withdrawing. This is the universe waiting for you to discover that you can tolerate the silence, that you do not need the constant stream of external confirmation to know that you are okay, that the silence is not empty but full of the direct experience of reality as it actually is, which is so much more nourishing than the symbolic representation of reality that the sign system was giving you. The silence is the field clearing. It is the quantum system returning to coherence after the constant strong measurements of sign-seeking have been removed. And in that coherence, in that restored superposition of all possibilities, the field has access to the full range of what it can give you. Not the narrow bandwidth of what your interpretive system was allowing in, the full spectrum. And when things begin to emerge from that coherence, they do not look like signs, they look like life. Like your actual life, moving in a direction that is so precisely right that you do not need it confirmed because you can see it directly. Like the difference between reading a description of water and drinking it. Like the difference between a map of a place and standing in it. This is what the quantum field has been trying to give you, not better signs, not more synchronicities. The direct experience of your own life seen clearly, without the overlay of an interpretive system that was always, at its core, a way of staying at a comfortable distance from the raw reality of what you actually know and who you actually are. Let us look at one more dimension of this, because there is a layer underneath the sign-seeking that we have not yet named directly, and naming it is important. The reason you look for signs is not just that you do not trust yourself, it is that you are afraid of what you will have to do when you do trust yourself, because what you already know, the knowing that the sign-seeking has been covering up, almost certainly requires something of you. It requires a choice, an action, a letting go, a beginning, an ending, a truth spoken, a door opened or closed. And as long as you are in the searching state, as long as you are waiting for the universe to confirm the direction before you move, you do not have to make that choice. You are in a permanent state of almost deciding, which feels like spiritual attunement but is actually a very sophisticated form of stasis. You are using the language of consciousness and the practices of spiritual seeking to maintain the most comfortable position available to a human being, the position of not yet knowing, not yet deciding, not yet acting, not yet being fully responsible for the direction of your own life. And the universe, which is a mirror with no agenda, reflects that perfectly. It gives you more almost signs, more meaningful coincidences that point in a direction without quite arriving at a destination. More confirmation that you are on the right track without ever quite arriving at the track. Because arriving at the track would mean getting on it, and getting on it would mean committing. And committing would mean being fully, unambiguously responsible for where it goes. The quantum field is not withholding from you. It is honoring your actual state, and your actual state is not ready for arrival. It is optimized for the experience of approaching, and the shift, the real shift, the one that changes everything, is the shift from approaching to arriving, from almost knowing to knowing, from seeking confirmation to being the source of confirmation, from waiting for the universe to tell you what to do to trusting yourself enough to do what you already know. This is not a small shift. It is the shift. It is the thing that every spiritual practice, every quantum understanding, every sign and synchronicity has been pointing toward. Not a more refined sign reading system. The recognition that you are the source of the signal, that the field is not sending you messages, that you are the message, and that the moment you stop looking for yourself in the mirror and recognize yourself as the one who is looking, everything changes, because the observer is the most powerful position in the universe. Not because the observer controls, but because the observer sees clearly. And clarity, genuine clarity, the kind that does not flinch and does not filter and does not need external confirmation, is the only force that transforms without resistance. What you watch, you change. What you avoid watching controls you. And you have been avoiding watching yourself, the actual quality of your own observation. The specific way you have been using the search for signs to stay at a comfortable distance from your own knowing. The precise mechanism by which you have been outsourcing your authority to a symbolic system that is, at its core, a reflection of your own intelligence. Now you are watching it, and the moment you see it, it cannot unsee itself. Let me say something directly to the part of you that is wondering what this means for the experiences you have had. The genuine synchronicities, the moments of uncanny timing, the signs that seem too precise to be coincidental. Because I am not asking you to dismiss those experiences, I am asking you to understand them more accurately. Those experiences were real. The connection you felt in those moments was real. The intelligence you sensed operating behind the surface of things was real. But the interpretation you put on them, the framework that said the universe is sending you messages and your job is to receive them correctly, that was a construction, a useful construction perhaps for a certain period of your development, but a construction nonetheless. What was actually happening in those moments of genuine synchronicity was this. You were, for a brief window of time, in the pure observer state. You were not searching, you were not managing, you were not monitoring your vibrational alignment. You were simply present, fully present. And from that state of full presence, the quantum field, which responds to the quality of your observation with extraordinary precision, collapsed into a configuration that was so precisely fitted to your actual state that it felt like a message. It was not a message, it was a reflection of the clarity of your own consciousness in that moment. And the reason it felt so profound, so uncanny, so deeply meaningful was not because the universe spoke to you. It was because you, for a moment, stopped speaking to the universe and simply listened. And in that listening, which is the pure observer state, you heard yourself. The deep, clear, unmediated knowing that is always present underneath the noise of the searching state. And then the moment passed and you went back to looking for the next sign. But you do not have to do that anymore, because now you know what was actually happening. Now you know that the state you were in during those moments of genuine synchronicity is available to you not as an occasional gift from the universe, but as a practice, as a way of being, as the fundamental orientation of consciousness that you can choose right now in this moment and in every moment that follows. The pure observer state, watching without agenda, seeing without filtering, being present to reality without needing it to confirm anything. And from that state, watching what the field does, watching how reality responds when you stop asking it to be a mirror and simply let it be what it is. Watch what happens. There is a final layer to this, the one that brings everything together. The quantum observer effect at its deepest level is not about particles and measurement. It is about the relationship between consciousness and reality. And the most precise statement of that relationship is this: consciousness does not observe reality. Consciousness is reality observing itself. You are not a separate entity looking at a separate universe. You are the universe looking at itself through the specific lens of your particular form of consciousness. And the quality of that looking, the degree of its clarity, the depth of its presence, the freedom from the distortion of searching and filtering and managing determines the quality of what the universe sees when it looks at itself through you. When you're in the searching state, the universe is looking at itself through a lens that is clouded by the frequency of lack. And what it sees reflected back through that lens is a reality characterized by not yet having, by almost but not quite, by the perpetual approach towards something that never quite arrives. When you are in the pure observer state, the universe is looking at itself through a clear lens. And what it sees, reflected back through that lens, is a reality characterized by the fullness of what is actually here, by the extraordinary precision of the present moment, by the intelligence that is not behind the surface of things, but is the surface of things, and the depth of things, and the observer of things all at once. This is what you are, not a seeker of signs, not a receiver of messages, not a student of the universe's symbolic language. You are the universe's capacity to see itself clearly. And when you exercise that capacity, when you bring the full power of your observation to bear on reality without flinching, without filtering, without the distortion of the searching state, you are doing the most powerful thing a consciousness can do. You are watching. And what you watch at the quantum level, you change, not by trying to change it, not by managing your observation in order to attract specific outcomes, but by the simple, profound, radical act of seeing clearly. This is the quantum watcher. This is the observer who was never meant to look away, not from reality, not from yourself, not from the specific things you have been using the search for signs to keep at a comfortable distance. You are not here to fix your life. You are not here to manifest a better version of it. You are not here to attract what you want by maintaining the right vibrational frequency. You are here to watch, to see clearly, to bring the full power of your observation to everything you have been pretending is not there, and to discover, through the act of clear seeing, that what you have been most afraid to look at directly is the exact thing that transforms the moment you do. The field is not waiting for you to find the right sign. It is waiting for you to stop looking for one. It is waiting for you to trust yourself enough to look directly at your own life, at your own knowing, at the specific thing you have been avoiding with the whole apparatus of spiritual seeking, and to see it clearly, without flinching, with the full, unflinching power of the observer who was never meant to look away. And when you do, the field responds, not with a sign, with reality, your actual reality, reorganizing around the clarity of your observation. Not because you attracted it, because you became clear enough to see it. And what you see, you change. And what changes when you see it clearly is everything. There is a question we want to invite you to sit with, not to answer quickly, not to look for a sign about, to actually observe, to watch what arises in the space of the question and to stay with what you see long enough to let it become clear. The question is this: what is the one thing you have been asking the universe to confirm that you already know to be true? Take that into your day. Take it into the silence that comes after this transmission, not as a question to be answered by the next meaningful coincidence, or the next number sequence, or the next book that falls off the shelf. As an observation to be made, a looking to be done, a seeing and to be completed. And when you see it, when you really see it, not as a symbol or a sign, but as the direct, unmediated knowing that it is, we want to hear about it. Drop it in the comments, not the sign that confirmed it. What you saw when you stopped looking for signs. What became visible when the searching stopped? What you already knew that you finally gave yourself permission to know. Type, I see it now, and it can't unsee itself. Because you have been watching longer than you realize, and the field has been responding to your watching in ways you are only now beginning to see clearly. And now that you see it, the quality of your observation has already changed. The lens has already cleared, and what the universe sees when it looks at itself through you is already different from what it saw an hour ago. This is not belief. This is quantum mechanics. You are not here to find the signs. You are here to become clear enough that you no longer need them. And that clarity, the clarity of the pure observer who watches without agenda, who sees without filtering, who is present to reality without needing it to confirm anything. That clarity is the most powerful position available to a human consciousness. You are the observer. You are always the observer, not the one who receives messages from the field, the one who is the field observing itself. And the moment you truly inhabit that position, the moment you stop looking away from it and look directly at it, reality has no choice but to respond, not with a sign, with itself. And that is everything. If this transmission landed somewhere real in you, if something shifted in the quality of your observation while you were watching, share this with someone who is still searching. Not to give them an answer, to give them the courage to look. Because when two people are watching clearly at the same time, the field does not just double its response, it compounds it. One observer collapses a wave function. Two observers who have both stopped looking away create a shared field of clarity that neither could generate alone. Share this with the person who needs permission to stop searching, because that is exactly what your sharing gives them. Stay in the observation, keep watching, not for signs, for reality, for yourself, for the direct, unmediated, extraordinary truth of what is actually here when you finally stop looking away. You were never meant to look away. The observer is the most powerful position in the universe, and now you see, and what has been seen cannot be unseen. The next step in this observation is understanding what happens when you stop fighting, the moment the wave function collapses and you feel yourself losing control. The video called "The Quantum Field Only Responds When You Stop Fighting the Collapse" will show you precisely why resistance to collapse is itself the thing keeping you in the loop, and what clear seeing looks like when everything is falling apart.